Le père de Maniela, un campé tout est grand, tu vois? Voyons, le président, Magidi Romeo, le Jean-Pierre, le Martial. El profesor, el nuevo your sister. Le tout-puissant président de la mutuelle des Nézos, le commissaire Tinomblaise, le Michel Thierry, le Nézos à Bango, on peut aller aimer, et on connaît, nous sommes Nézos, la Nézongo, la Bessia, c'est vrai, que je viens d'avoir. Monsieur le Nézos, Anastasia, présidence des Serge de Cambi, Anaïda Magadia, aussi Honora, Joëva, la conseillère, le CPK Saï, Camilo, c'est Bertin, Jean Robert, au Santuawa, notre père, Dipin Pina, la blavin de Pékin, mon fils. Aussi mal on est monté, on est monté,
Good evening. So this is how we want to start a program here. This beautiful Friday evening here, we say good evenings and welcome to our viewers and listeners across the globe. I am Alfonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio. That's the Lpr-Tv online network. Right here, this Friday editions of Lpr-Tv Live with the analysts. The analysts will be here to discuss a wide range of issues. From Liberia to the USA to Burkina Faso and right in your own village. Good evening. Welcome. Thank you to all our committed follower right here. Whatever you are, we say good to have you here. We will always, without you, is because of your commitment. This is why if we are even so much tired to try to do, please bear with me. I know I'm getting some sort of feedback. I'm not sure. Let me see where that is coming from. Maybe it's a clear indication that the microphone needs to be replaced as well. Or you have a board chairman who is, all he does is to try to fire people and not interested in finding equipment for the network. That's what you get. And that's the kind of guy we have here, like the Lpr-Tv. Right now, the Lpr-Tv was a resurrection to me this morning. So let me not start before I get into trouble with him. We say good evening to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. Very shortly. Time check is 8:07 Eastern Standard Time. Right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Good to have you here. We will get this program rolling very shortly. Please just hit the share icon to invite someone at your company to also join. And of course, as usual, your views, your comments, your tweets, your interactions, your agreement, disagreement, it does matter. We value what we do, watching you live from Ziatan Grangida County. Wow. Webster, you in my county this morning hour. Thank you so much for joining us. And this is why we are so much serious when having this conversation, because when people put in their time, their energy, use internet service, is all because of the love of the country. Webster, thank you so much. We highly do appreciate you. And of course, also for them, our Africa Bureau Chief in La Côte d'Ivoire, Abidjan, Ben is here. Good morning, Ben. It's a little after 12 a.m. in the West African state of Ivory Coast, specifically capital of Abidjan. Thank you so much and welcome to the show. I am Alfonso Zienso. So let's get the ball rolling right here, right now. Good evening, folks. Good morning. If you are in Liberia, if you are right here in the USA, say good evenings. It's a little 8:09 Eastern Standard Time from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Today is Friday, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Who's drinking some nice cold, warm beer and gearing up for the weekend? Well, take it easy. Just little by little. I know one person who does that. I thought he was in China with the president, but it looks like the plane he's going to be getting is on a flight, my understanding, from Washington, D.C., going to China or Indonesia to meet President Jose Nyoma Boykai. The flight will be taken off in a couple of hours, so he's here this evening to share notes with us, some of the G's, and we are understanding the president will also be coming This, the United Nations meeting is already in the making. We are hearing from sources and folks close to authority. The president will be coming here. We're keeping our finger crossed. Hopefully, we interact with him, and not just only we, but the rest of the Liberian people. He's the president of the Republic of Liberia, not just president for Unity Party, and not the president for Jerry Bacon, Samson Toe, and here sinking, clapping, cheering up. They are fooling themselves. He is the president of the Republic of Liberia. Whether they like it, they not like it, Jack O'Lanta, that are business. That are business. He's a president, and we have the right to discuss. But all we urge is have it to be done in a civil context. And I will respect all views. Well, let me bring in Mr. Jerry Bacon, who is gearing up to head to Indonesia, getting on a charter flight from here. Hey, our money, oh, my people. I put it in the fries. My man, we know what it mean, yo. You know, all the people when they start this whole thing here are doing that for the Liberian people. Are talking for the Liberian. Who you talking for yourself? You are paving to your own ways to be managing director, to be minister, to be director, and to be whatever you can, which is also is good to serve your country. But this concept, this notion, we're talking for the Liberian people, we're advocating. Nobody advocating for me. You can hear Eugene Fagon say he advocating for the Liberian people again. The man is in the picture, heading to Indonesia, China. I don't know whether we go to King Jong-un too or whatever it is. Okay, Mr. Jerry Bacon, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to our radio listeners. Good to be back. TGIF, and God's Labor Day weekend. So it's good to be back.
Meaning something. I think I need to start with. The good thing I like about you, you don't keep anything, even though I try to not try. I try to do the best, which of course you don't like. You don't like me to speak out or speak my mind. You try to corrupt my independency. Hold on, give me a chance. You have your day in court. You and your laborer try to corrupt my independency on this network with that of Dr. Jones. You, the laborer, Sisse Goyo, the brown guy, the brown let him down, so he's not seeking political refuge, which is okay. That's how politicians, they are very calculative. They always pivot 360, and that's the same thing you did. You brought a guy to us. What happened? What not happened? You left him. You hosted him. You mentor him. You organize one of a strong founding member of the CDC. Maybe they call you to have you anointed in the Folklore Church, and the oil. What happened? You never got that anointing, right? So they decide to either they kick you out or you walk away. Some kind of thing happened. We don't know. But now here you are. We just say, your mom, boycott, presidents of the Republic of Liberia. That's awesome. Okay, it's good being I mean, it's good though. We like it. And the only problem that I have is for those of you who are the talking heads, I will question you and I will beat drum on your head. If you fail because you have the expertise, if you fail to go in and help to do what is right, and just sit down here in Port Harcourt, Joseph Worker is going to Indonesia, then you take your own flight, you do short call and go without you going on ground to do what is right. And at the end of the day,
your mark is grinding. Your mark is grinding.
Oh, this mic here, something here. That's what happened when you have a board chairman who is unwilling to buy quality material. All he does, connive with Jerry Bacon, will fire you, will order you. Then that's what happens. So take the news to him. it means this year it been bought long time. So it look like on life support now if you know the lifespan is going away. Mr. Jared Barkan, good evening and welcome. Let me welcome my own alma mater former president, Mr. Patrick Thompson. Mr. Thompson is in the house. Good to have you. Aloysius Bayan Boa, good to have you as well. This is the Liberia Public Radio. Welcome to the show. Mr. Barkan, how you doing today? How is it Friday?
Thank God Friday. At least I'm home. A long weekend. Anticipating see what it is. You know, you are welcome to the house. You know, we can get a barbecue, even though my house on disagreement with you, but you know, policy wise, we stay friends.
You see, you're setting the boundary now. You're making me very uncomfortable, even though what barbecue got to do with politics? You have a disagreement, but
but you see, when there were politics I discussed, when people are having barbecue, that's where the politics is. You see, you're not a real politician.
You know,
Barbecue, that's why people say they're having a barbecue. That's why they're having hot dogs. And you know, that's why politicians meet and discuss issues.
Okay, what I will have barbecue, what agreement, disagreement, I will come and we will drink because I know the Vatican guy is going to be there, so we're going to do a holy do that cross and just go. So we'll do it.
Stay here. They stay here. They're not finished. It's stay here.
Okay. Let's see. Hopefully, what happened? What people the woman received a guest today at his house while he's away out of the country? Microphone, something is not right.
Your mic is terrible.
Yeah,
I didn't hear your question well.
I don't know, something is going on. Since you and Libra, anytime when you guys happen to maybe have to do some technical, I gotta do some work on it. It never used to be like that, but I know it's folks. We apologize. We'll try to work on that. But the microphone is a very costly. That's a raw microphone. It's very costly. I gotta. Maybe I'll do GoFundMe into.
I mean, that's good. Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah. Well, there was few folks calling on the president. But I know you saw that today, right? Well, who are those guys? What are they unity partisans or they were sympathizers or part of the coalitions? I heard them saying they are, and they are demanding cutting the president to appoint someone that is being appointed, and while the appointment is being stalled, what is the hold up? Some of them arguing where if he's appointed, then Kidman is benefited. This is all about and this is how we always get people into wrong places, and because I mean that's to see the politicians themselves sow. So whatever you sow, that's what just comes back to you here. But anyway, let's see. The president is out of the country, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, he is.
Okay. So we saw in the last independence celebration, the orator was calling it is time to change course. It is time to make a new ally and all of that. That seems to be the directions of GOL right now, isn't it?
I don't think so. I mean, he's the president. China is now our enemy. China is super war power. So he's visiting everybody and having an African forum in China. So we visit any nation, especially if the nation is willing to work with us. So there's no discrimination and say, oh, we can't work with a nation based upon your interaction. The executive will make that decision and say, you know what, based upon we are not compatible with that of your idea or methodology. So for that reason, we can't work with you. But you know, in foreign service, you answer the call, but you can refuse while it's in the call.
You don't want to refuse anything coming from China. I mean, China, I don't have a problem. Of course, we cannot underestimate the economy, the strengths, and how China wants to gain itself within, not just in the third world country, but they give less and they take more. They exploit people. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the things. So I hope our leaders people that are going, they will have the balls, they will have the guts, they will empty all and not just look on the surface. The delegations is very huge, though.
Yeah, well, the
These
president
people are going
does
to
with a lot of entourage. All depends the mission that he's going on. So he carry, Minister of Foreign Affairs, maybe Minister of
no,
Education.
Foreign Affairs is the doyen of the card.
I know. I'm just saying, so all depends.
Are you concerned like me or ordinary Liberian? Because from time to time we have leaders, all of these people traveling is at the expense of the taxpayer, our money there, directly, indirectly. Are they going to just have some jolly time? We're seeing that happening in the past. But all of these people, well, you can shake your hair, you can whack your hair, whatever way you want to whack. We saw these things playing out before, and we have to talk it. And you are not the best person to talk it because the ball is in your column. So I know it will be a very uncomfortable one, me saying it, but I am saying, as one of the independent voices on this network with Dr. Jones, like you guys wishing for he to leave, which of course he's not leaving. I'm just concerned. All of these folks going is good. I saw the delegation, the names, very good one. Are they going to have their own engagement, or are they just going to be in the photo?
They're going to engagement. The president just going to take you and say you on a team. Their specification where you go in there as a minister. Let's take for example the Minister of Agriculture, and China is one of the best agriculture countries. So definitely, if you're taking the Minister of Agriculture, you might engage or partner in China. So all these things are relevant to the president when the president is going out of the country.
Agriculture, the name agriculture is synonymous to Joseph Newman Boykai, the president of the Republic of Liberia. Do you think he has done enough in the agriculture sector? Don't tell me he just 8 months old, 7 months old. Now, I don't want to hear that. He has been there. He has been the face of the agriculture industry as far as from, I don't know which other president, but we know his role over the Green Revolution, the country must feed yourself, build Liberia 1-1. All of these things are embedded into agriculture in the sense that the country that can feed itself. We know what happened to the great Soviet Union, unable to feed yourself. History remind us about that. But I didn't see that much, and I'm saying me, I didn't see that much when he unveiled his agenda to what I thought agriculture, the budget of the agriculture, you see, has been slashed and all of that. I thought it could be a priority number one, because when the country can feed yourself, you can stand to do a lot of things. Are we going to see a different version, maybe from going to China, knowing what China is involved with when it comes to agriculture?
Oh, yes. Look, Mr. Bucker have made a priority. Rehabilitation come from Foya to Monrovia. He laid down all these things.
From what, yeah?
From Foya to Monrovia.
Okay. Tell me about from Grand Gita to Monrovia.
But you give him, so that's what it is. But
to Monrovia.
Look at it. Look at what the Minister of Agriculture have done. They are laid down the plan. They are going to various counties, and they are intended to reach to the various places that they want to do. So there's an agenda for the agriculture, even though there might be a slap budget cut in the agriculture sector. But nevertheless, I mean, that's a budget, and the president is willing to work with it. The president must send a budget to the legislature, and the legislature also have the power to slide, and the president also had the veto power to say, you know what, I'm going to veto the budget or whatever you want to do. But at this time, the president is focused every aspect of the.
He's trying to recalibrate, because I mean, there are certain things people are known for certain things, and when they come into being, that optimism is there to say, okay, this sector will be improved. Is he trying to recalibrate? Do you think, considering the agriculture industry to make it more viable? Because I think that should be his own strength. Everybody have their strengths, and if I were to count, I don't know all of it, but if I were to count the strength of now the sitting president, the agriculture sector could be, I could consider that as number one priority, could be his strength.
Precisely. This is what he said. Rural agriculture, education, but mostly he focused on agriculture and rural, which is essential, because you cannot have these things how they roll. So
when you say focus, is he investing enough into the agriculture sector? Look at this.
I don't want to say he's taking the entire budget and focus all his budget and go on to the agriculture sector. Oh, he's a president. He's a vice president for the nation. So he's not just going to take a whole purpose of agriculture and say, yeah, my whole life I'm going to spend it on agriculture. There are other issues that he have to deal with. But agriculture, it might be priority number 1 or number 2. So these are the things he worked with, also the road. You see, we talk about agriculture. If we have the agriculture sector, it's a broad term, but these things have to be done systematically so that those are producing coffee, we and the should be bringing it onto the road so to be able to sell it. Those are making the palm wine, they should make it. Those are making the cassava, should be able to, so these are issues. They're not just making the cassava, but the cassava should be able to do processing cassava and all these things. So these are issues that the president is working on. So it's just not just the agricultural aspect of it. There are elements to it.
We will roller skate here, back and forth in different areas. My understanding, there's a new finance boss to be in town, correct?
Oh man, it's not a new finance. He's just coming back. Kafun is a former minister. I think he was former minister of foreign affairs as well on early administration. So he's just coming back to, he's just coming back.
He returning home, right?
Well, he coming back to the office, the old office that he had before.
Where is this new Liberia? Where is the new Liberia where the new generation to the touch? We saw the other day President Joseph Newman Boyka, Joseph Newman Boyka, he another Joe, Uncle Joe here, to making a huge political sacrifice, passing on to real time touch. I'm wondering whether that ever happens in Liberia. Gafwan is a great guy, smart guy, but I don't know. Was it the right decision? No, any other person within the Unity Party or the coalition that supported this president as new to build new generation kept having these same old people recycling metal. They can't go away. And we say we want to incorporate new idea. I'm a free thinker, so sometimes I think crazy, way ahead of my shadow.
Well, I mean, you just contradicted yourself. You talk about Joseph, you talk about President Biden. Look, who are in most of the people that are working on what her name? Campaign right now, they are all from Obama administration. So are you going to say, are they recycling these people? These are people who the former campaign manager is working on Harvard campaign right now. So are you saying right now that these are recycling people? No, they're still look for the qualified people.
You're not running campaign, Mr. Barkont. You are
no, because you see your question you asked, that's what I'm trying to make a reference to, because you mentioned Mr. Biden. So that's why I tried to make a reference.
Biden, because Biden saw in real time, which was a hard political decision. I'm wondering whether that can even happen in Liberia. No matter whatever it is, the people, and he came to realize, first putting his country first and say, okay, I think I reached my Waterloo in this whole thing. And he made a political sacrifice by bringing in someone that you and I never expected to be on top of the ticket at this time. I'm not saying can never be, but to be on top of the ticket. So I'm wondering whether it is time for us to start making that sort of preparation to begin to grow new faces as a potential leaders, not just only the minister, but even for the party. I'm concerned more or less with what will happen after 5, 10, 6 years if we have that political tolerance to make a commendation to begin to pop and by generation, or it's the same old systems of Liberian way of managing crisis.
Look, Mr. The president picked for his vice presidency. You're a vibrant young man. Who is man picked for his vice president? Young man. Who the man picked for for his Minister of Foreign Affairs, young lady. So I mean, these are young people in the cabinet, in the government. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? That people, young people, vibrant people. So I don't know where you're going with this, but it takes time. The president, I'm not going to be here and judge the president and say, "Oh, why are you bringing the former Minister of Finance to do it?" The president had confidence in him, but he's a young man too. He was born 1970, so he's still a young man.
So politically minded. Okay, it's a Jerry back on. All right, I'm just trying to set the stage here. Let's go into your playbook here. What do we need to know from your end?
Thank God, at least you put the program on the air the other day. I did you put it on the social media that way. You want to listen. I mean, usually after the program, I go back and listen to it, or when I have time, I listen to it. And there are things that we need to do, especially when
the phone. I'm not sure why really it's wrong. This is very something like reason. Maybe I need to change it now. Yeah, I sincerely apologize. Maybe that a whole set, but that's what happened. This guy, and he is in cahoots with the board chairperson now. All they talking about, they're saying this, they're not doing, and they're not taking no action. Or they threaten me with we'll fire him. We'll fire him. I don't know.
No, we're not going to go that far. First of all, there got to be an investigation. Then, after the investigation, then if it's warrant, suspension.
Investigating
no. Listen first. Now, listen. We don't just go straight to the firing. We are intelligent people. We are person with administration decision. First, we have to bring you first. We'll have an oral discussion. And from there, then we'll do a rating. Then after a rating, then we'll go to suspension. After suspension, then we go to, if possible, then we'll go to the final, which is the final decision.
Let me tell you that former LMP thing, you're not going to work with me. You'll call me.
I'm an LMP,
You'll call me and I get my mentor behind me. We're not going to. We are building new team here. They are participating there. You and the Liberal who will be having an honoring retirement program here. Terry and myself will be. We'll run this show.
Well, you know what? At one point, when we retire, somebody else got it. That's what it's all about.
Okay. All right, Mr. Collins. Good evening. Welcome.
Collins is learning from us. Okay, he's learning from me. Let's put it that way. So when
good evening, Mr. And Mr. Bacon.
Yes, sir.
Jerry Boishin. Why you can't call his middle name? The Boishin.
Whatever you give me, I will take it. So long you didn't call me that other word, I will take it. Anything you call me, you call me the other word, I will take it.
So, yeah, it should be Jerry Boishin. But you George Weir. I don't know why Weir went wrong time. Yeah. You all of you brothers in talking, you left the man down the hill there.
Wise man changes. The book of Proverbs said, only a fool will not listen to the mother.
Wow.
Is that a reverend there? You know what I'm talking about? Only a fool will not listen.
Okay, Mr. Collins, good evening. Good to have you here. It's happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday, man, to you guys. I don't know what's going on your end. Is there another celebration?
Yeah, I thought, because I saw one Collins name, I thought you were on the delegation to Indonesia or whatever. I said, yeah, man.
I wish, because they kind of free money in the burger than eating over there. I wish I would go eat.
Eating free money too now?
Oh, that's more money in the boy eating. But anyway,
that's a secret about this whole traveling, because the allowance is insane, and yet they said no money.
That's why it's good to be president, Mr. Two. I think we need to start forming our own alliance here.
We need to do that.
We can. I think I'm beginning to agree with Labor and all of that.
That guy is a disaster. Don't agree with him, because the man with Liberty Party. He a Liberty Party man, that the Bronskin wing of the Liberty Party. Nyombi Kanga, Belete, Darius Dillon. They came toward the party, so some of them, they the diaspora people, they kicked them out because they were just only taking money from the target. They said, no, you guys not going to be a decision So that how can he jump beyond? He converted to be a sympathizer of president. Did not know me and I know them, but he advocates for them, which is okay. Okay, guys, let's have a conversation here. Terry, what's up? What's going on from your end?
Well, I think the whole atmosphere is kind of calm. We don't know what will happen next week because Liberia is a surprising country. Anything can happen anytime. Something, when you thinking say nothing going to happen, you before you bob your eye, boom, something will occur. But as it stands, we've been hearing rumors that some of the senators have been denied visas and to come to the United States of America. We don't know how true it is, because our man don't say some things. He says some things are not true. Yeah, so that have been the case, and I think that so far so good. That is where we are. We've been hearing that, and there is another news again that is sparking around, concerning the president traveling. We don't know whether if people are saying that is there a problem with he and the U.S. going to China? Is there a good deal? What the president up to going to China? Is it that he's trying to turn to China? Is he trying to listen to Dr. Ruptel or Ruptel a message by turning to China instead of the U.S.? How will he doing that? Is he going to put the Liberian people in jeopardy who have connection in the U.S. or want to come to the United States of America? What will become of Liberia if he chooses to go the way of China instead of maintaining the relationship, the strong ally relationship with the United States? I see a lot of senators going to China, or what her name, I saw Yomli Kanga Lauren posting on her page, talking more China, Darius Dillon, and all that. So I rather do not know what the end game will be, because we're hearing that China is now becoming the man in the league instead of the United States of America. So I don't know how America is going to feel about that, but I think that is something concerning to look at.
So what you feel about that? You as a Liberian, let's not take it. It is our own Kenya, and we saw that because her voice was very extreme, very divisive, and I know people always say, well, that's people right to speak, but at certain times, certain places, the language, your tone must be moderate because you want to maintain some sort of fine line. That was in the case. Okay, Labra man, they speak. I'm a freedom of speech. There's a limitation in terms of freedom of speech. Your freedom of speech cannot infringe on other people's right as well. But we do not usually consider that. Okay, she spoke all she wanted to speak. What next? What becomes of it now? That's the key question. That's the bottleneck question. People are not asking, thinking about that. I don't know. And you're quite correct because we saw the video, the reactions of the president. Even though it was not the ambassador's Shashi affair, but we must also bear in mind the Shashi affair proxy the affairs of the State Department, the U.S. government, in the absence of the ambassadors. So there is some sort of equivalence in that. So it's not yet we can't say, oh, because the ambassador proper, so it doesn't. No, she represents the country.
Definitely.
Note. Let's see.
So before you go to Mr. Bacon, President Boca was shaking his head, nodding his head to what the woman was saying while the ambassador was walking out. And
what does, if you were a Secretary of State temporarily of the United States, what that signifies?
That's what I'm saying. And worst of all, the people see you now taking the road to China. So is that a confirmation of what they
are we gradually becoming a communist? Jerry Washington, are you guys taking us that right to be a communist? To be a communist?
Break. I'm asking you to even ask that question. No. Come on.
Hold on. I'm not thinking like you. I'm thinking out the box, like ordinary Liberians. You people are the politicians. You guys can make a risky political decision. So we got to ask you people. I just ask you a simple question. You're all freaking out. So are you ready for my question?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You see, when I read to bombard him, then he called for rescue, but it can't even help him. Let me just hold on. You're not saying he a text that why he left the screen. Good evening.
What kind of question are you asking Jerry Bash? What kind of question is that? Why you think because the liberal is not all, you have the right to ask questions that are not of a journalistic background and what have you? You're going to ask Jerry that kinds of question?
What was the question?
I don't quite remember, but I know it was wrong.
Oh, you don't remember the question, but it was wrong.
Yeah.
You see the trouble that we in Liberia? He doesn't know the question. He can't remember the question, but he knows that is wrong because he insists his feelings, his emotion, his political sentiment into national conversation. Terry, you see where we're going? You see where we're going? I was just talking about having a retirement program. This is a clear and classical reason why this.
Well, are you planning now to push the liberal out of the LPR business and push him out to retirement? Good evening. First of all, let me say good evening to my friends, Jerry, my friend and brother Jerry, and my own son Terry. Good evening to all of you. Thank you guys for holding this thing here. Mr. Shaw is a conservative. He will remain conservative. We can't change him. Let us just try to somehow adjust ourselves, not to cave into a conservative idea, but let us just adjust in the way. I'm part of the show tonight, Mr. So you can't keep me out. So go ahead. I'm part of the show tonight.
If you want to be part of the show, please come vis-a-vis. Let's see you on the live. Keto, one of the independent guys, Keto want to face you live in real time, not to be hearing your voice behind the shadow.
Mr. So, I am a member of LPR family. The Richard Carter is a telemarketing TV here anyhow. He usually come on with voice anyhow. He doesn't show his face anyway. So why you want to make it different? I'm here now. Let's go ahead. Let's have the conversation. I'm in Philadelphia, by the way. I'm here in the house of the station manager of LPR, the man who we're going to consider. He puts all this stuff together. I'm over at his residence tonight. And so, Mr. So, I'm ready to be part of the program. I've been away for quite a while. But let's go ahead. Let's listen to your logic again tonight, your conservative ideas. Let's listen to it, see if we can debunk most of them here tonight. Go ahead.
Okay, good to have you.
Let me thank you, sir. Thank you for coming back. But let me answer his question. You see, the right-wing people on this show who all try to castigate Mr. Wakai, and we're not going to sit here and damage the cool way or the cool work Mr. Wakai is doing for the country. Let me say this to you. When Nelson Mandela came to the States, they asked him the similar question. And he said, your enemy is not my enemy is not your enemy. So listen, Mr. Wakai is going to a country. They invited him, African leader. Mr. Wakai been here. So what's wrong with it? Are you on the national station questioning the president going to China? So are we going to be a socialist country? I dare you ask that kind of question. Why would you even think to utter such a word, to ask such a question? I mean, that's the real way. Please, let us not do this to our country. It's despicable to even have the audacity to ask such a question.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So
let me bring in Terry. Terry,
yeah.
you listen to what Bacon is saying. You have the liberal on the other side. They are putting statute of limitations. They want to regulate us, questions to ask. We are not in the days of ELTV, Sherman Brown, yes or no questions. You have the right to answer my questions. I'm entitled to my questions, my opinion. And there are other people who are also eager to know. But you do not want us to ask these questions because you are part of the process. You are part of the whole. So it is sort of, it's under your skin, and that's why you're just blowing up. But that's a legitimate question that I asked, and all I needed was clarification. But from all that I've seen with your guy, the other guy who came to rescue, just how you came to rescue us, and people are drowning now, no life jacket to rescue. The boat is sinking. It's in Buchanan. I don't know what other ferry or whatever it is. You don't want us to ask these questions. We are in a free world. We ask these questions, and there is something called, if you can't answer it, just plead the fifth. We understand that you all will always be the fixer when it comes to these critical things. Let me come to Terry. Terry, you listen to the Liberal. You heard the voice of Jerry Bacon. They don't want us to ask questions. They want to tell us what to say. Is that a kind of free society, free Liberia they want us to have?
Well, I think the question, Mr. Bacon will not answer it the way we expect, but they may attempt, but the truth is that are we realizing that America is no more, or America do not have an animal in the foreign policy, so as a result, we want to go to China? Is this the government that is going to take Liberia from the long-standing relationship? That is something to really think about, because looking at it, it seems like it. It seems like it, actually. And what I'm observing from this president is that he wants to see something happen, something shifting. He wants to see something great happen. But is China the right group of people to turn to? Or is it a means by which we can escape being checked for corruption and bad practices in our society? Because obviously going to China don't care about what you do to your people. They don't care about how money you steal. They don't care about giving a yearly report index concerning, your judiciary system, your legislature, your executive branch, their performance and all that. They don't care about that. What China care about is what you're able to give them, and what they're able to give you or do for you. So, as a result, distracting everybody from what is really happening in the country, what the leadership is really doing with the money.
Usually they take more than what they even give, unknowingly to you, because they will go in your butches and they will sift out that and take everything out with just little and giving you little. Jerry Bacon and Samson Toad doesn't get it. They don't understand that. Mr. Keta, good evening. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Brother So. And I would like to say hi to my esteemed colleagues here, Mr. Bacon and Terry, and the liberal, progressive, the new celebrity on the block. I'd like to say,
By the way, the fire already from the EFBC something.
I think it's about tolerance and Mr. Bacon tried to exhibit the same thing on the show, and in fact, I think Mr. Towa felt he was fair with the same spoon that he exhibit on his show when he conducting the show here, trying to silence people's voices, not wanting them to express their desire or their opinion. So his phone quickly goes off and all that thing. So I mean, if they remove him from the show, it was because maybe he was speaking the truth and I didn't want to hear the truth. And at the end of the day, like Mr. Bacon said, to you, it's like what they do is the prerogative. No, what you people do in governance in our country is our prerogative. We are Liberians. We are the people that gave you people job to work. And if you guys not doing the work the correct way, we will voice it out. Because if everything backfire, we all will feel the pinch. So we're saying to you guys, you give us chance, let us express ourselves. It will help you people to make correction, into governance. But speaking on what you asked Terry concerning the president and the government going towards China, I don't think it's strange. When the orator gave a speech, the president nodded his head through the speech, and everything that lady said, I mean, it went down with him. It was something that he endorsed, and I think it's part of his vision.
Oh, the Bosnians now hijack your service. Okay, let's bring in the liberal. We intend to leave no one behind. The liberal progressive.
Liberal took you off.
Mr. Slow.
The liberal is joining up, by the way, via phone this evening. So, liberal, let me see. I think. Okay, just hold on. Let Keto end his argument, and I'll bring you in.
Yeah. So when the orator said, as I was saying, the orator went and she gave her speech, the president nodded his head, and maybe he trying to go alongside what the orator said, that look, Liberia is an independent nation. America was never there. America took more from us. So let's go to China. Let's see if China can take some and give us some. And like you said, brother, so China will take almost all. They don't leave anything. They won't take all. And if possible, we become slaves in our own home. They will, and Terry said it right. They don't care about accountability. They care about what they can get. We told in Liberia, the money saying Liberia, and they're taking coating from our soil. We don't even know what coating is if we don't do study of coating. Coating is one of the leading or natural resources that produce anything electronics and technology wise, and they're taking it off our soil. And the government, we don't know how much they're giving government, what coming back to Liberia, but they're taking it out, and they're doing it illegally. What more if we get in a legal authority to come and do work in the country to build roads and build stadiums and build airports and stuff? Our country done. And this is kind of thing that Mr. Baca want you to be quiet on. He don't want you to talk about it. Mr. Toll want you to be quiet about it. You don't want you to talk about it because maybe they don't see their future or their children's future in our country. They see their children's future outside. But we see our future and our children's future, our great-grandchildren's future in our country, and this is why we're going to speak.
Are we going to allow this terrorism CBCN to talk about that, Mr. Soul?
Hold on.
Talking about our children not.
Hold on 1 second. We have a complete sanity on this network when I'm in charge. So there's no way you're going to come here to create a chaotic situation. This is not one of those Donald Trump campaign type or White House here. So wait for your time. When it is your time, when we call you, you will speak. Okay? So let me go to you now, Liberal. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I'm surprised that you're going to let this terrorizing situation to talk about like that, talking about our kids the Jerry, the good gentleman, the person who was there for Liberia from day one. And this man has been in the security sector for Liberia. Please, what he started serving the Liberian government from the time he was a teenager. And now you're going to tell me this terrorizing situation going to come here tonight and say maybe Jerry's kids future, we don't want them like a please. No, we're not even going to touch them. But let me tell you, Mr. Soul, you make me laugh. Yeah, you are. You sit here and call Dr. Malley your independent voice. This is the same Dr. Malley that came out the last time and told us he wanted Liberia to be a African socialist country. And now you're going to call it because the President Waka suggests, well, you going to China. Does that mean he's going to China to be a socialist republic? And let's just so please. These are something that I don't even want to address. But let me just tell you this. The Republic of Liberia is not for sale.
A lot of talking from your back there.
Okay, all right. Okay, hold on. Let me get myself somewhere else. Since I'm talking on the phone, I can't go anywhere. The Republic of Liberia is not for sale. The Republic of Liberia is not an individual country or village or something. President Baka is experienced president. He's not going to go to China and say, come and take this other stuff and take that stuff, bring this thing. No. President Baka is a very experienced diplomat. For Christ's sake, before he became president, before he became vice president, he was an ambassador. For Christ's sake, this man has ideas on how diplomacy work in Liberia and outside of Liberia. That's why the Liberian people was defeated. Your president and brought him on. Please let us give this man the gratitude. Let him give us something that he has in mind for all of us. Mr. So.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not done yet. You know, we'll talk all the time all over the place here. You didn't say thank you. I'm not done yet.
No,
I'm not done
listen
yet.
to me. Today is Friday.
Mr. So, I'm not intending. I don't feel well. I don't feel well, and I don't want to fight with anybody tonight. But you're not gonna bamboozle me into being quiet tonight.
I don't want to see when you're really not feeling well. Someone who's feeling well and you like a little chihuahua here tonight, mob running all over the place you're talking about, you're not feeling well. I try to be a little nice to you here because you were nice to me this morning. So if you think you're gonna bank on that or can't just run through here, guess what?
You call that nice when you say you're coming to the area where I am to take care of me. The way you know how. Should I say what I take care of when you want me to announce that? And you say you want to be nice to me? No, I don't expect you to be nice to me. And I'm not here for food my hair. Let me just tell you that. I'm not here for friendship. When I'm Esther, if you're listening, good evening. Fatil, good evening, ladies. Thank you very much. The Liberal is back. I'm still under the water, and I'm doing my best. Those of you that are listening and have not heard my voice for a very long time, I'm doing better. I'm over the East Coast, but I'm doing better. And I was sick for some time, but God was there first, and I'm doing better. And our boys will be all over the place starting Monday with God first. But I'm doing better. I want to thank all of you guys. Expressing. Mr. So, will you please let me make my statement and maybe you can keep me out of your show? No. So please.
Yeah, what's all of the introduction of the occasion for? We get serious.
Mr. So, this is the Liberia Public Radio where people are allowed to express themselves. You don't say Mr. So, it's a Liberia Public Radio.
Can you tell people what got you on the water too? Because you just dressed it.
Mr. So please, will you please let me, okay, good night. You don't want me to talk. Why you want to bring up what got you on the water? What got nothing to do with it. The change of weather. I came from California a warm place, and I came in the East Coast where the temperature was all over the place, and that's it.
Mr. So, brother, sister, just send me a text.
Mr. So, please, don't start that. Let me say this.
Mr. So,
and I want to, Mr. So, can I finish my statement?
Go ahead. I'm not talking that.
Thank you. Let me go back to the Roger Project statement. For some reason, you people hate for this president. It's unbelievable. What does have to do? You think President Baka going to sell Liberia? For what? So let me say this again. The President Baka is not here to live a girlfriend. President Baka is not here to go from city to city looking for football playing. President Baka is, and Mr. So please, let me make my statement because the law is over here. Like, so President Baka is getting ready to sell this country. President Baka, his interest is only to straighten the country up for the future generation. What part of it you don't understand? Just sedition running around here like nothing else. All he's trying to do is to help you. The country was sedition mess up. The man coming. Let me see the real Liberian now. The man say, yeah, just forget it. The reality will mess it up. I will fix it. So that even reality can come back if they want to come back. Well, it will be good place for them to come. And they will not be able to mess it up. Because it will make their foundation so strong. Nobody is going to be able to break your foundation. Yeah, thank God we got President Bakar. And thank God President Bakar come and rescue us. They're coming to come to Tower Town. Friday night, good evening. Good night.
Will the money road going to Grand G there?
Thank you for the opportunity.
Will the $22 million money road going to Grand G there?
Can I come in, please?
Yeah, Jerry, Mr. Barker, come in. Thank you so much.
Mr. Whitton, let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. Probably history. President going to China. The president was here the last time when the U.S. government invited him for the African head of summit. He was here. The Chinese government inviting the president. He's not the only head of state that going to the African China summit. So let me make it clear. So by him going there, it means that he's going to mortgage the future of Liberia. Mr. Barker is an experienced man. He's an honest individual. He's never, ever even think about it. But let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. To challenge or to insinuate that we try to mortgage because we don't want our children. Let me tell you something. Let me be honest here. Put the camera on me, sir. Put the camera on me. Well, I want you to put the camera on me.
The camera on you.
No. I don't want it that way. Just focus. I want it to focus. Thank you. Let me address it. I serve Liberia in every capacity. I serve as a Liberian National Police. I went into security service. I work at the Liberian Counseling at the United Nations for 4 good years in foreign service. So I have served Liberia in all capacity. So for you to come here tonight to challenge the integrity that we don't have interest in our country is a disservice for you to come here and say such a thing. It is wrong. It is wrong. It is wrong for you to say this. We have records. Watch out. Go out the United Nations. My record is there. I'm working all over the government. I have served Liberian government in every capacity that you think about it. So for you to come here and can't say, oh, Jerry then the one for the future of our country. Do you know how sacrifice some we have made for the Liberian government? What we have done for the Liberian government? No, you don't know. So for you to come here tonight and say, oh yeah, we want to do this. No, please. Please, let us stop that nonsense. It is not called for. It is not. But here's the thing. Mr. Boakai will never jeopardize the future of Liberia. Let me conclude this. So if Mr. Boakai go to Ethiopia, are you going to say that because he's going to a socialist country, he's going to do it? If you go to Germany, because in Germany, if you go to Germany, are you going to question him because of the hurricane behavior they have? Or you go to Cuba, you have Cuba in that country that when during the COVID time, the Cubans were in Liberia. Are you going to question him because it's a socialist country? So let us stop the Tabata here. Thank you.
You done?
Yeah.
Just a simple question. You see, this is why you politicians, you're so little thing get under your skin.
Nothing got on my skin. I just want to set the record straight. The services are somehow we are rendered to the country of Liberia. Services that we are rendered to the Liberian government. But you come here tonight and can ask questions and say, "Oh yeah, we try to mortgage or we try to, we don't care for our children."
I would like to address that.
Yeah, right. We're not going to get into a joy. We are an ANC response to response.
No. I just want to make it straight. We are sacrificed.
What we want people to understand, you folks, for those of you who took the decision to say, this is my guy, it's okay. So we also expect political tolerance. I don't care how.
I agree with that, but here's my point, Mr.
I mean, you are talking, listen, you see, that's a problem you get. Everybody protect his or her own alligator. The sedition did it. UPs or UP people, you will do the same thing. The Broom guys going to do it. 1%ers, they all going to do it when they also get to state power. But here is the thing. We expect some sort of reassurance. That's all we want from you people. So even if I ask a question, oh, this guy going to China, are we gradually turn into communists? No, that's not the case. The president is out there seeking for help. Also, you heard a liberal here. He called it, he started going explosive. By the way, that's okay. Terry, not Terry, Keto, I'm going to come to you. Terry, what is the danger of people who are the talking heads for these politicians? When a little thing gets under their skin, that's kind of like make the conversations a little bit crazy, because everybody try to defend protect their own alligator. Always sedition did that. You people are going to do that. That's not going to be the end of this whole game.
Yeah, obviously everybody will do that because nobody wants to stand up for what is right. People, that's why I say I don't want to be a politician in Liberia, because the politics in Liberia is like everybody shy away from the truth, especially when your leader, when you are supporting a candidate or a political figure that is actually in government, you tend to want to hide, secretly side with certain things, and then not to expose certain things or not to discuss the issue. And the best way you can solve a problem is to solve the problem, is to discuss the matter. Like in the town, in the villages, the old people, when there's a problem, they will call the two people, you all sit down, and one person explain, the other person explain. Then they find a solution. But Liberia is not like that. We don't go back to our culture or our heritage from whence we started, you know. So as a result, we keep going in cycle and overlooking the main thing, and everybody trying to protect, like you always say, the alligator. And that have not been helping Liberia. We got to be the new breed of advocates that will speak to the issue regardless whether if it's going to hurt the people we support. And that is the kind of approach and advocacy I will be advocating for. That we have a team, a new breed of a new generation in Liberia. Because let me tell you, Liberia need a radical change, Mr. So. And that radical change must start with us, because we have future generation coming. All right. We have noticed.
So let me give you the opportunity, because the connotations of word does matter, and we are very calculative. But when people use word, we explain. Now, the radical here, when Marley Jones used the word radical, the liberal progressive, Jerry Bacont, they slam him, he was badged to the extent that, oh, he won't bring his radical. So when you say you need a radical change, for clarity and for the benefit of the audience, what sort of radical change are you referring to?
No, I'm not talking about the radical change that what his name the doctor was talking about. The doctor attached his radical change to the ideology of socialism. I'm not going in that direction.
Oh, Terry, is that where you're going to? You try to...
I know I'm touching the toes of your co-host. I'm sorry for that. I went overboard, but let me be very honest. The radical change I'm talking about real guys that will stand up for what is right in Liberia and speak to the issue and tell, like the man called Vandela Patricks. Vandela Patrick went on LBS and told people and said, look, this thing you're doing, look at the government, the government official from the drug enforcement agency, and told him that what you are doing by firing these people that their bosses were suspended is wrong. He looked in his face and told him straight. And this is the kind of radical change that we need. We don't need people like only one person, that what Henry Kosa used to do. Only Henry Kosa was fighting for the change. Nobody else. And that is how Liberia looking. One person will come, everybody will stand behind that one person and push them. When the radical change becomes sporadic, wherein it's all over, we got young people positioned strategically in and around the country, speaking to issues. It will be very hard for you to go down and chase after one person. That is holistic. Can change.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Keto.
Yeah, so this is the thing, and Brother Bagon, thank you for your service to country and your contribution to our society. It does not negate the fact that when you elect an inept person, when you promote an inept person, a person whose integrity is in question, a person who was fired 2 times from 2 separate presidents, a person who you sold to us
Is
a
this the
bad goods.
independent voice, Mr. Su? This man is not an independent voice. Please do put him on that.
Look, hold on. Don't go there. I'm talking to Mr. Bagon and the
Sorry for
liberal
interrupting.
progressive / celebrity. So when you sell the Liberian people a bad goose and come on this platform and tell us not to voice our opinion, then I tell you, you don't want our future and our children's future to be bright in our land. Like Terry said, it's a new generation. We will speak and we will say what we have to say for our mind and for our heart. It is important that we stress a couple of things that are going on in the country that people who promoted this president to come to power shy away from. Today, I expect you, Mr. Bacon, the liberal progressive / celebrity, to be calling on Mr. Bwaka to fire Grisby or to have him resign. Because Mr. Bwaka, in your own mind, his quest to eradicate corruption is genuine to all Liberians, but he cannot eradicate corruption when corruption is right under his nose and he enable it. Then we say it's fake. It's fake. So let's be real. Our children have to inherit a country that we will see true patriots. We will not see people who will hail their leader when the leader is doing wrong. The leader is doing wrong. We must speak because we want our country, not this present government, maybe 2 governments from now. We will see light at the end of the tunnel for our young people that will come. And it's not happening. Mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. And in fact, I call it mistake. I say it's intentional, willful, gross violation of our constitution, corruption vis-a-vis.
So quickly, before I go to Mr. Bacon, Keto, I understand where you're coming from. Were those violations, those gross, those deliberate acts, they took place too in the last administration, correct?
Oh yes. Some of them took place in the last administration. And this is the reason why the Liberian people said, we don't want you, George Weah, because when those things were happening, you didn't prosecute people. We'll bring the man who, Mr. Bagon, and the liberal progressive / celebrity told us he's a man of integrity. He's a man who has experience. Come to find out, when this man came to office, he started appointing one person to 3 positions and recalling them. Come to find out, the men were not even president proper when he was instructing his lieutenant to go and take money from somewhere to buy Vigo in the tune of almost $500,000. So how can these people come to us and question us about our past when in the present they are violating our constitution and they are causing even worse than what the previous administration caused? And that's what I'm saying. We must come. Who will come with equity must come with clean hands. So let me tell you before I close.
Yeah, tell us
before I land, there was a topic on Spoon today concerning the LTA, the board of directors. 12 years prior to George Weah coming, those people are making $21,000 a month. President Weah came and cut it and took $6,000 off and were paying them $15,000 a month, including that to do. They came and said it was wrong. It was too much. Today, there has been discovered that they're even taking more than what President Weah cut. And those are people that say they came to rescue our country.
All right, let me go to Mr. Bacon. I talked to folks. I've not been privileged to have on hand those documents. I mean, people error network, people have their own talking points. Those are the same people who supported thing. Now they are scratching their heads, bone is in their throat. So let them deal with their own alligator that they raise. I mean, that's some of the same thing, because you want to make sure where you're leading, what you're doing. So like I said, I've been hearing it, but I've not had the opportunity to get those documents for myself to peruse in order to really make a good talking point on it. But let me go to back on. Keto is on fire trying to bash you here this evening. I mean, you know, your guy is not here, but trust me, and this is where I think you can see our independent, regardless of our political differences, whatever it is, we still give you the opportunity and to speak your mind. But let me just bring you in. You heard Keto here. The rescue boat that you say you are bringing, people are drowning more than ever before. The system was more or less normal, like why it is now. You heard me asking, but he alluded to the fact that those things were still existing. So let's turn the camera off. What are some of your concerns in as much? I know there's always this hook with just 8 months old, with just 7 months old. I'm not one of those who buy in it. By the time you raise your hand and you are inducted into office as the president, you are charged with the responsibility to protect the motherland as commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia. So every other thing inherited is right on your decks to have a fix. Let me hear you.
You know, sometimes I feel pity for people, because the idea is before you say something, you got to look in the mirror and look at yourself. What am I going to tell the people? If you tell somebody something, you don't even know what they're going to say. So always anticipate what the person going to say before you say. I'm not even going to signify what he said. Buckeye is in office. The Liberian people elected Mr. Buckeye to rescue our country. This is why he is soliciting fund. The whole Mr. Buckeye met. He tried to dig her out of the hole that left in the past administration. Look, what Mr. Buckeye is doing, it's unprecedented. The former Minister of Finance is a wanted man. The former Solicitor General is an indicted. So these are the record. Where in our country? Where in our country? Like former official.
What's the former name for me again, Mr. Bago? Wait, Samuel Bakube? No, where you need benevolent? That the one that said benevolent detector.
Yeah, benevolent detector.
Yeah? Where the sitting? Let's be realistic here. Where is the sitting? Where is the sitting senator? Where is the sitting senator of Republic of Liberia? Now, as a former sitting senator, that you have to go answer question. So, Mr. Barker is setting a record that has never happened in our country. Is it just a misstep? Of course. We're all human beings. Nobody's infallible. Yes, I acknowledge it. We have made some mistakes. Granted. But these are issues that concern the Liberian people. Mr. Barker is a laser. He got an eagle eyes that he want to cut down corruption, and he fighting hard. In fact, you know what? I will send me your email. I will send you the book. No, I'm talking to Whitton.
No.
Hold on, sir. Can I learn? You see, when you are talking, you see, these are the things you can do. You are the rare wing here. When people are talking, when you're talking, you don't interrupt. But when you say the liberal is talking, then that's the time you interrupt, because you want to confuse her. So we can, but nevertheless, I will never lose my thought. Go ahead. You were saying something.
I'm asking, is corruption still going on?
It's something that you cannot eradicate. You can minimize it. Now, even in the great United States, the great
is yes or no? Is corruption still going on?
It still exists.
At what level?
I don't know. I'm not getting the statistic and say whether from 1 to 10, or the 10 is the greater, 1 is the lower. I can tell you. I don't have the statistic before.
Of statistic, what are you seeing or feeling by with You as a former investigator.
Mr. Tour has Mr. So, I'm sorry. Mr. So, I have said it here over and over. What's going on in our country? It is white-collar crime. It's all corruption, white-collar crime, organized crime, and corruption in our country. Yes, it's something that we all have to fight. It's a cancer. It's killing us. It's killing our future generation. We all have to fight it collectively, whether you are a sedition or Unity Party, Liberty Party, whatever party you belong to. The corruption is an epidemic in our country. We have to fight it from all angles. It's not only just the president, it's collective. Every individual have to play their part as a citizen. It's our requirement as a citizen of that country to blow whistle, to expose anybody who in any corruption are in our country. It's our responsibility. It's not just the president.
Okay. It's not, and I agree with you. I mean, the survivor of the nation, to bring the nation way up to be all of us as citizens, we do have a shared responsibility, whether you are in Liberia, you are outside of Liberia. And corruption is just something that's just been another high level of being dishonest. It's right within our own community, our household, our neighborhood, our organizations, different institutions of people just not being honest, always try to bend the rule. Terry, let me just bring you in here. Like what his name, Keto was saying, but there are a lot of things too ongoing though. Is GOL, are they doing enough to address some of these issues, or we are just parting things over things and leaving them undone, and at the end of the day we forget, we don't follow through? They are very I listened to even after the last makeup press, because I know I saw you online, Jeremy Piat, the Minister of Information.
Right.
And I just thought part of his argument was his tone was very much more or less as a spokesperson of the government. You have to be kind of diplomatic, to be a fixer, to kind of like fix the message of the government. Even if it was wrong, there's a way to kind of like fine tune it. But this sort of activism and militancy that has engulfed the entire political system process, campaigns, and even after campaign, is still in the air as to with some former government officials. I mean, with government officials and former, they're still not finding their right tone, as if they are still in the yesterday mode.
Yeah, Mr. So that's one of the problems we have with our team, with the rescue team. The rescue team the rescue team started like they were not ready, like to say they were not expecting to win. As a matter of fact, the rescue team appeared like they were surprised. For the first 3 months, the rescue team were not to the set when they won the election, because it was a shock. Because they really thought that it was not going to be possible. That in my mind, that's why I think, based upon all the mistakes going down the line. But I believe as time go on, they are beginning to settle in, to realize that, hey, we are the government now. That is why you see Jeremy Pierre, I frown on him when he keep going back and pointing to President Weah, accusing President Weah doing this. When you are the one in power now and you have no proof that President Weah stole this, President Weah took this, President Weah paid how he did that. That is not your place. You're supposed to be making sure you are responsible to connect the people with the activities of what the government is doing. If there's a misinformation, you come out to clarify the misinformation and demystify what's going on to what is happening in the government. So I think they are doing something, but they are not doing enough, because, to be honest, for the past 8 months, President Boakar's government have persecuted nobody for corruption. Nobody. So we cannot say definitively yet that he's going to persecute people for corruption, because we have not seen it yet. We only see the calling people here and there. Right now, as we speak.
Then what is the essence, not to interrupt you, what is the essence of this? You call people, the finishing aspect of the call is not being implemented. Right. So this is a sort of blanket we're going back. We are back to the same old thing why people were not. People should be held accountable, including people that even if they even support you, should be held accountable. And
one of
I
the
don't
things,
see that happening.
one of the things I'm even getting most scarier about is that I'm thinking that they're using this particular audit thing to be a scare tactics to shut certain people up from speaking. Because the moment you try to speak or resist, then they say, you know what, we're bringing some kind of allegation on you. The next thing that person go for. So instead of you really persecuting the people, you are actually using a strategy on them to keep them quiet, like the case of Maggie, the case of Samuel Twer, and all the kind of things. So, and we don't know what really this government is really planning to do, because from the onset of this government, they told us that they were going to audit, they were going to persecute people for corruption. But for 8 months in President Boga government, I have not seen anybody go to jail for corruption yet. And that alone scare me. But to even think that we are going to even develop, look, like I'm looking here now, right? I'm seeing something on this thing that front page is writing about Senator Dillon and Yombi Kanga Lawrence. It says that according to the release, Kanga Lawrence is already in China, will deliver a speech on poverty eradication and sustainable development. That is laughable. That is very laughable. Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence, what her gas for the next 6 years, if she stay in that position, is going to be 348,000. She is going to speak on the eradication of poverty.
Where's she gassing her car to go? Where's she gassing your car to go? I think we need to adapt this system. We say we are small America. I don't know what they have. They don't have no senator or whatever from Washington, D.C. and all of those things there. So, yeah. You know, the way spending in government is just way over the top, and they think it can be eradicated, and you kind of like you cover something up and you say you want to project yourself to be different thing.
Yeah, it's not. These are the steps that we are taking that will show to us that there is no prospect in the future for any serious development. Because we also got Dara Dillon here. It says Senator Dillon, who chairs the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, will also deliver a speech on global security and lasting peace. What do Senator
Global
global security and lasting peace? This is what that is play going on in China. Mr. Baco, you see? So no disrespect to the senator, but what do he know about global security that he's going to really present on with passion? That to his listening audience, he will present something that people will understand. So how are we planning to change Liberia?
Terry Hoyer, please get a glass of water.
Yeah, let me get it.
Let's tap into the expertise of Jerry Baco. And this is very serious. You know, these politicians, this sort of political satiring, they always doing, you know, have press conference and they bully, they intimidate the media. When media people ask them questions, then they turn around, want to flash it right back in your face and all of those kind of things. They think that they're going to, they're not even facing the rightful people. What sort of Jerry Baco? If you were, do you know his, who is what? I don't know his speech writer or do you know the speech writer of Senator Darius Dillon?
I got no idea.
So who you think, who going to be recognized? What's going through your mind on that?
What going through my mind?
Is he's a chair on foreign. He's a chair on foreign.
Yeah, he's a chair on foreign.
Does that have a correlation with? It does have a correlation with what he's going to do, whatever speech he's going to be giving.
Well, he's a chairman of Foreign Relations Committee. He's a chairman of Foreign Relations Committee, so definitely probably. Yeah, it's tough. But anyway, I will do my best I can. Yes. But yes.
Mr. Bagon, just plead the fifth. Don't say nothing.
No. Listen. I'll talk. I'm not pleading the fifth. The only time you plead the fifth is when say incrimination is you are not being arrested and to charge. Here's the thing. From my understanding, or for what I know, the same briefing that the president gets as the same briefing the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, the chairman of the Intelligence Committee gets, or these are the people who get most of the sensitive information that in the country. However, I don't know. But here's the thing. I don't know whether the chairman for the chairman of Foreign Relations Committee, whether he have a national security advisor. The national security advisor will do the research.
You ever heard of people? You ever heard them mention anything? The advisor, they know all. You never, honestly, they never.
But that's why I just laugh a little bit. I said, let me just do it this way. That's why I said, let me just do it this way. The chairman on the Foreign Relations Committee, he's a sensitive individual. That's a great responsibility because he's responsible for all our foreign minister, all the people. These are the people, So that's a great responsibility. Chairman of Foreign Relations. It's not a play toy. And you are going to speak to another nation on security and global affairs security. Your national security advisor to you. These are people who in our office. These are the responsibility to update you what you're going to talk about and how the other people here. So, I don't know. I can't tell you, but from my perspective, for what I know, it's a delicate issue. So let's hear what he's going to say, or what he's going to tell the public, or what he's going to tell the world.
What do you think he's telling the world? What do you think he's going to be telling the world?
I cannot preempt what I'm going to say. I cannot tell you. I'm not looking at his speech. If I look at his speech, and say, okay, Mr. Senator or Mr. Chairman, we can add it or we can subtract it. I have not looked at his speech, so I cannot tell you and say this is what the senator wants. I'm not speaking for him in the first place anyway.
Liberian politicians, they are mean. Because they are so mean, it's all about themselves. They should get it. So they do not get they can't get anybody around them. Everything they do it by themselves. Even though they are both there, they have almost 15 or whatever staffers, but you will never see them have these, and not that we do have professional people, we do have people, career-serving people, both security and all backgrounds. And that's why when you see the lawmakers here, even down to their own state, besides their Washington offices, their local state, they have the full staff with different things. It's equal. It's almost the same, because if you can employ, you as a senator representative can have 15 people, you must be able to get people from these different sectors that should be able to address these issues. That's not the case. You senator, you tell your brother, nephew, cousin, the other do this and that. You get packed. Whether they're working and not working, you get packed in there. So the one are getting their salary, they're not getting their salary, and it's just rolling. These things, it has to change. Changing government is just not just only fighting one corruption or one bureau. No, I think it's straight bottom to top. Yeah, Mr. Bacon.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Let me agree with and Terry that we need a change in our country. The change is needed. It's no if and everybody. We need that change. But our leader should be willing to make that change. We have to make that sacrifice. Like you just said, there are people who are specialized in the other area. Bring them on board. Bring them on board. Bring them on board. It is not about you. You are a senator. You are recognized no matter where you go. Even if you sit down to the back, they will tell you, say, Mr. Senator, come to the front. But who are the people that you are trained today or tomorrow for them to succeed you? These are the things we need to start doing. Well, anyway, Sister Clark, I'm not speechless, just as sometimes you got to be very mindful of what you are talking
about. Will you please leave our folks, let them speak them. When people say something, you're right of freak out.
No. I just wanted to understand. I'm not sensitive, so please. So what is your concern? So now you censor me. Now you censor me as for responding to somebody. Now you censor me. Actually, you are a simple person who says that I was censoring you.
I think people should be able to identify their own potential.
But you got to acknowledge the people who are writing to it. We have to acknowledge it. That's the point. That's the point they put in there for us to acknowledge them what they are saying. They are interacting with it. They are interacting with us. It's not wrong for you to also interact with him.
That other one I hate you, so you try to clarify.
No, please.
Okay,
I love her. She one of those that always come on the show. She always give her opinion. I love her.
So Terry, look, this is a complete joke. Where he going? Because and it could turn out to be an embarrassment, because when you're talking about global, if you face the international media, they're not for TV, Coastpoon TV, LPR or whatever, DKTV.
I mean, wait, try to discredit. We got competent people.
No, what I'm saying, I'm saying this to say, because these people are what people, they get a tendency of bullying our media people then, because they know then, and they know the fact of the matter here, they take advantage of poverty, people struggling, people doing stuff. You can't do it with the Western media. You can't do that. You just ask you a question, you just put it by, you think you want to make fun out of it and just slide it and create some sort of political satire and throw some kind of joking and whatever. No, because when you go in to speak to those kind of places, the possibility of you international media confronting you is most likely.
Yes.
So you got to know what you're going. And not just you going, finish talking to you, and then you walk away and start going. No.
Mr. So, this is the thing here. Within the Senate, they have the Senate. I think intelligence on security. On security, they got a chair.
Almost Sarah is the head, right? Yeah.
Okay. So I think as somebody who already knows, because he gets the security briefing like the president. And he in connection with the Americans and the outside world when it comes to security. These are people you send over there so they can talk to the world. The kind of forums about national security, what threat that it posed to Liberia, the kind of national security threat Liberia would have if certain things don't happen, because he has the know-how or the know-all or the information on these things. You take the Darius Dillon, to be honest and carry. What Darius Dillon gonna say over there, like Terry said? What is he gonna say? You see how our country, the people misplace people into different areas that they have no expertise, no knowledge of, and will be looking on the stage or like someone on Google. Because let's be honest, even Darius Dillon's speech, what is he going to say over there? Have you ever seen Darius Dillon give a speech before? Have you ever seen give a speech before? What is he going to say over there? We're talking about because there will be a lot of international people sitting over there listening. Like Mr. So said, journalists will ask crucial questions. Can Darius Dillon answer it? This is where we are. It shouldn't be about, because there's the rescue team and you put people who are incompetent to go and represent that aspect on incompetent in the security era. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying Darius Dillon is 100%. You understand? In that era, who does not even have the idea of our security. How can you bring him to that kind of place? So you see, who is even advising the president to take these people along with him? Who is even advising him? This is where we are saying, Mr. Bagon, this is where you're supposed to come in, because this is your own making. Your own making. Don't shy away. Tell the president, say, no, we say you were experienced. 42 years. It's on your belt. Bring the brightest, the most competent people in our society that will represent us. We cannot continue making mistakes in our brethren who go outside and made the same mistake there again. Then you don't want us to talk. And that's the problem. And that's why Mr. Tour ran away, because he know you are going to get someone a headache from this conversation we're having here today. So he can't throw Tabata and ran away. I know you're laying out what they have. Plenty.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Oh my God. Right.
Yeah,
so look at this headline.
I don't know how it works. I was talking to one senator. I don't know how it works, but again, it's always like that. But these committees, usually that we see here, for the most part, people are placed onto these committees based on their background, because you want to have resources people to this community who will give the best. I know when a party win it, more or less, but at the same time, they have people people of different backgrounds that just fit this situation. Like Momo Saras, I believe he does have some sort of a background. So if you're talking about global security, then more or less he could chair on Senate committee. The foreign relation, more or less, you deal with the diplomatic side of that committee is like a conduit, intercede with the executive when it comes to nominations, pushing the executive agenda, because it's just the same way here, Senate Majority Leader. The person that the president trust, more or less, those are the kind of people that can argue off from the party to be there because they want somebody who can kind of like push the button. But I think having him to, if it is like what Terry read, yeah, I think maybe Mamo Sarah could have been the person because he's the intelligent person on the Senate Standing Committee who also briefs the president on different things and could give a sort of, a setup of this time. But to take a foreign relation person to go give a speech where he said, what, global security?
Global security.
Yeah, global security and peace. The man going to discuss on real security matters. And how are you going to even be discussing about your country's security? Do you know how much security apparatus in your country and how much manpower you even have? Do you even know that before you start to go to global security? So he have to already have. Now I believe Dara Didon. I don't believe Dara Didon is ignorant, and I believe he's very smart. He's good, but he got a law background. He been a practicing lawyer in the court there for many years. He got that experience. But when it comes to security, I doubt that he's going to understand exactly. The passion. You have to have the passion for the area. You have to be vast in knowledge about the security sector to be able to answer some technical questions that will be asked to you, unless they will not take questions. And you have to explain in details and present yourself in a way that you are abreast and informed with the information you're presenting, because you are presenting the information before international, even the Senator Yombi Kanga Lauren, on when it comes to poverty and other things, eradicating. You got to be able to address these things. You got to be abreast with the information, proving data analysis and all of that. So I'll be looking forward to see how they perform, because that would be very, very important, Mr. So, because this is our country, and that is why we are not moving forward, because we tend to be sympathetic, because the person supported me and things. So let's go. But actually, they are trying to outsource the ports, the Buchanan ports and other things to China. They're trying to outsource these things to China to see how China will come in and be able to try to help us. Like I'm seeing here on the China Global Soft Project, they say after siding with the West, Liberia is now aligned with China on sensitive territorial issues. These are media institutions that are highlighting, what Liberia is actually doing. And what
in Burundi had the Chinese down to took complete control.
Yeah.
What Burundi's airport, and the Chinese, they are very good. Don't get me wrong. We want to succeed. We want to have a vibrant economy, but you got to be very smart, tough, and know what you want, because they're going to give you little and they're going to get huge tons from you.
But what is the repercussion for this? Will the American allow it?
But
you think America will want for China to be spying over right in her backyard?
No, it's not a matter of allow. America, there's no way. But what that does is that they can just pull hook on certain things, because they see the way you're moving, then that can be a potential problem. They're not going to tell you, but indirectly they get a way of communicating with people indirectly in a specific tone that you yourself will sense out and say, no, they want you. Uncle Sam, Big Brother not happy, Big Brother not happy with you. You will never see them to come out publicly to make those sort of proclamations to say, no, don't do this.
But Mr. So,
we are monitoring, we blah blah and stuff like that.
But Mr. So, over the years, point to one government that have been successful in Liberia when they turned their back on the West and trying to go to China.
Well, then the question comes back. Yeah, then the question comes back to you, to one of our former presidents, who was very challenging, who was very defiant. At the end of the day, when he was in the presidency, what did he say? He said one of his biggest regrets was to get on Uncle Sam. We saw that happen playing out with Samuel Doe. When Samuel Doe came back with, we're going to pay America Day, and all of that, that was rubbing shoulder in the face of Uncle Sam, and we saw what happened. So,
and the guy was when he went to Romania. You
yeah.
remember?
When you start,
He said
you turn to Romania, you clutch your chest code, yeah, you remember?
Yeah.
When you turn to that high, he turned to Romania, and things start derailing and stuff like that. We are not saying he has reached that level, but it is important they will have these sort of conversation. Now, other people will not have that conversation, different platforms, which is okay, because part of that, they were they supported, they took a side, and that what makes it difficult, because when the media institution, the head, the group, when you take a side and you become more vehement, vocal, promulgate and sell the agenda, then it becomes difficult when things not going right to come and talk it, because then you have more to explain. This is why they are having a headache, and we intend not to have these headaches. We just want to discuss it. The only point I had here is Jerry Bacon and the Liberal.
Okay, I can give you more headache. I can give you more headache.
But on the flip side, Mr. So before Mr. Bacon, on the flip side, is this the time to bring China in? Can this be the time?
It would be unfair for me to come out here. I don't know. I know I saw the release from different outlets. Let me see here. I regrettably I didn't go to the executive mansion outlet, and this is one of the things. There was a press statement. I saw that press statement from Jeremy Pierre outgoing, but this is why communication is so much vital and so much important. And that is been lacking for the couple of years. CDC, they were messed up with A, they were screwed up with A, and even this government is also struggling. You will realize like what used to happen like Dota, even though he was a military guy, but he had good guy, like the late Moses Washington, even the Booyah, the Carton Carpet. By the time Doe ends major conference, whether outside of the country or inside or outside of Liberia or whatever, by the time you go look Lena, they will pick that script, they will be transcribed, and it will be distributed to all media outlets. So that way people don't wonder, what the president going to say. In fact, excerpts of the president, that's what we always see here, excerpts of that president's speech, they're going to be public. They will distribute to local institution. That's how it's supposed to be. By the time the President Boyka, whether he comes to America, he go to China, Korea, whatever, I don't care. When he goes there, there's a reason he going there. But we only know if they tell us the missions of the president. Exactly. So by the time the president's statement ends, let's just start, let them come up with that sort of release. So sent release, this is the mission of the president. It put it to a rest. But if you don't say anything, then of course people will begin to kind of profile what is it all about, like what we are doing now, and I think that what has been lacking with the CDC. They were
but Mr. So Terry asked you a very sensitive question, and I don't know you really not answering that question. If it's this the time,
let's hear again question. Saying you want
the question said, but what are this the time? You think this the time for China?
No,
that's why that's his position.
Well, I think maybe the Ministry of Information can be the rightful people to answer that. But what I can say, we don't know how long the invitation came, whether it's an annual event, which of course usually they have these major things. So if the president has purpose to go there, then that's fine. But sometimes you got to be very calculative in doing things. You can dedicate responsibility to the vice president, to the minister.
No. I think the question Terry asking, if I may, just
it's in correlation with what happens, I believe, from the Independence Day speech, and then the president with a huge delegation going on. I believe it is on the basis he asking this question: what could be the backlash, or what could be the repercussions or decision coming from Uncle Sam? Whether it will be public, it will not be public. I believe that's the basis of that question. Correct?
Yeah, and one of the things I wanted to add to it. Don't forget now, in West Africa, we see Russia creeping in West Africa. We're talking about Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Russia taking over all those areas. and Uncle Sam back off a little bit. The only country Uncle Sam will not allow Russia to pull forward will be Liberia. But don't forget, Russia can use China as a proxy to do what she wants to do in Liberia, to gradually come and take over a huge portion of Liberia. And through China, Russia can come in. And it will be difficult for America to even say anything or do anything in Liberia. So I'm looking at it like this. I don't think that will be ability when it comes to Liberia turning to China completely, and looking up to China for whatever development that she wants from China. Would be, significant. But China also is not a very dependable partner, because when Liberia didn't agree with China on certain things at the UN, China was supposed to construct the oil bridge. She backed off on the deal. Sometimes Liberia don't agree with America. America still with Liberia. But China, because Liberia refused to agree with China at the United Nations, China back off and banning the project that she was supposed to undertake in Liberia. So where can we stand? Will we stand with our traditional friends, or we're going to go with a new friend that would help?
Let's hear Mr. Bacon before we wrap up.
Anybody, any African leader who want to do China, there's a book called the 21st Century China Doctrine in Africa. Anybody who want to do business with China, they gotta read our book. If you read our book, yeah, it's a book to be. If you really want to do business with China, read our book, and the way, the attitude.
Put a name in a group chat, Mr.
Okay, sure, I will do that.
Yeah,
it's a good book for you to read. But here's the thing I want to say. Maybe I think about 2008, 2018 or 19. I wrote an article called Cyber Security in Liberia ready for cyber security. If you look at our country right now, we don't even have any legislature. I might be right. Let's do the research when it comes to cyber issue. So where is the president, the chairman on Foreign Relations Committee, who went to China to talk on national security? And today they told
Senator didn't got to call you. I think he got
the first thing
you can block your number.
the first thing in our country, we don't even the 21st century crime, the higher crime rate, is the cyber crime. And today we are going digital. Everything will now go digital. How do we protect our data? All the information we are going digital. Where are we going to do? People are going to commit this crime because labor going to say behind here, how you going to say iPhone, and you're going to crack it in. But labor are going to say about that and penetrate our security. We are going digital, and there's no legislature. Please, anybody who out there know we got cyber crime or legislature, how do we prosecute people who do or cyber issues to commit the crime? We can't. We are not. I wrote an article on it, Elaborate ready for cyber issue. So these are the issues we're supposed to be sitting there to anticipate. We are in the 21st century. We are behind. We are behind. And there are people who are here willing to help, but they're not reaching out. But don't make it clear. Folks, it is Liberia, we need to extend our hands to those who are willing to work. It is not about you anymore. It is not about Jerry Bacon. I'm okay. But how about those who cannot afford it? Because we have to do this thing for our next generation. People here, everyone out here, we got different skills on the platform. You are needed. But it will never reach out to you. We need out to reach to our people. Teachers, former we got nurses that needed in this country where we are lacking. It is time for us to reach out to our people. That's what I want to say when it comes to the issue.
The boy is in your court now. You are the roving ambassador here, so you need to open that corridor.
Oh, sure. I mean, I do my best.
Politics of Liberia. If you're not
Mr. So, we're doing our best to make sure that people who have to reach out to the people and say, these are the people. Oh, what can we do at this time?
But even look at the laborer who has vast knowledge in road construction. You would think at this point, Joseph Boaka will call the laborer to say, yo,
be the supervisor. You don't have to do the work. Just supervise some of the work, the road work in the southeastern area.
Well, this year, you don't know anything can happen. This is
My
just
man, my man, the thing
there
about
are
it
some
says
people
here
on
is
standby in the government.
it's
You don't
just
know.
like this. Says here, you see, President, we have all that thing he will bring you will make.
I
like,
have
Russia.
confidence that these people will call it.
You're not even advancing him too.
Eh? No, what I'm saying here is
But you are saying the right thing.
what I'm saying here is
What
what I'm saying here is that at this point, the Liberal has direct communication to the president. The Liberal got direct because he goes on an EFBC show or LBS show and he speak about road connectivity, how to do road. Liberal got a vast knowledge. He's very intelligent when it comes to that. He's an engineer. You would think that they would tap into his knowledge to educate our.
You're meant tap into his knowledge.
It's not about that's why they move,
Right.
brother. So that's why they're moving from there. That's why they're moving because he didn't tap into liberal knowledge, and that's what Mr. Bago saying.
Was the problem solved?
The problem will not even solve, and this government is supposed to solve the problem. Tap into the Liberians outside to bring their talent into teach other Liberians.
So you agree? You never tap into those competent Liberians, correct?
Mr. What would be repetitive on this platform? We said it over and again.
He always let us see himself. They kept
I'm not kidding myself. We said it over and again.
Typical we are Shema. I get it.
It's been repetitive. It's happened. It's water under the bridge. We passed that. This a new done. We passed that. Now we're saying, yeah, President, we have made all the error, all the bad things they are not correct. This making to correct it. We're saying right now on this platform.
Okay, we got says
we're not blaming you. We're not blaming you.
Mr. Bagon, yeah. You think Mr. Bagon not on standby?
No, we're not blaming anything. We're saying now on.
Yes. We talking about that. Give us a chance.
The thing your sport to create man say it don't boku so it not easy. Yeah, point.
It don't pass mark.
No. That one I will not. I will put my reaction hat on and come for you now because you want to. Yeah, I can put it on and come because it's abstract. All the thing you're saying is abstract. If you say the thing will spoil boku, it's abstract. It's not real. That's fallacy.
You see,
because
that's the reason why you can't use this man, Mr. So.
No. I will just use one example on the show. I'll just use one example on the show.
Independent man he call it name, that mean.
I will just use one example on the show.
Jump independent, then he jump all again.
Terry, tell me if I'm wrong. I will just use one example on the show. One example. The LTA, the people were taking home $21,000. President Weah came, he said, well, too much, he called it to 15,000. Did he spoil it? Or he try to fix it? Because everybody say he spoiled it, he make it boku. I want to know. The door community one, the no one row there. He put quota there today. The freeway. Nobody passing that freeway. Hold on.
You know door community road?
I drove on door community road, brother. I was in Liberia. I drove on door community road.
When
today, a lot of people not even passing that freeway road. They take the community road.
That's not true. The road sport. That road yeah. You know the road. You know the community road eroding because
they use the community road right now to drive to go to.
I said right now the road is not correct,
brother. I'm just telling you the
people
reality.
People don't use that road to go
to. All right.
Don't distract this. The show was good here.
The road is not correct. That road passing through Clarendon.
My man, let's forget that. Don't spoil the show. Correct it now. The show correct it now. Don't spoil it. We had a Liberal Progressive and Mr. Bagon on their back, on the heel running. Don't get spoil the show.
Why you going well?
I'm even going to pay attention to that, man. You know, I'm not even going to dignify. You know, Bagon Murphy said, "Do not dignify." So I'm not even going to dignify. You know. Sometimes people talk something because they want to get their attention. You know, deficit attention. That's why you guys.
I forgot to ask you a question, but Mr. Bacon, please. Is it true that what his name said he received a lot of latches from inside CDC? That was one of the reasons he pulled his prohibition.
But that's not true. That's not true. And until he can come out and say it's all rumors and it's not true.
So what was the purpose of that?
Well, I don't know. He will come out to explain. He will come out to the news media and asking questions. My thing, I'm not going to
Did
speculate
he
what
lie? So that lie, he lied? Because if that means if he lied, he should be investigated.
How he lied? He took the case to the Supreme Court and withdrew it. So what a lie he did?
Well, he was literally indicting the president. The president authorized him to do set to get things done. What it was done to rightfully, it was
But
done.
did he withdraw? Did he withdraw? Did he withdraw what he said? Did he withdraw it?
He said he will cooperate with the.
He said he will cooperate. He didn't withdraw anything. He said what he said.
No. He withdraw. You know, he withdraw his real prohibition. He withdrew
Yes,
his real
he
prohibition.
withdrew that. But did he
He
say the
withdrew that.
president did not
He
give
still
the
said,
blessing?
I read that, meaning he's at the same time arguing of presidential immunity. I don't know what that one, where it has to do, because it seems that potentially the
I
crime
think his lawyer advised him to say that.
But he had not been charged yet, so you can't ask for presidential immunity. That's one of the things.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
He no longer a member of the cabinet. So
This the reason why he fired. This is the reason why he fired Cephas.
The man know the CDC code. You try that way, we are beginning. My man, you want to remain that sentence so quickly. They brave.
They make out 9 years. They make out 9 years. But here's the thing I wanted to discuss tonight.
Mr. Toh,
it was a good discussion, but here's the thing I wanted to
go
discuss.
sign it, man. Please.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
Thank you so much for the show, man. Good show.
Thank you. See you. Have a nice weekend if you're coming back. Here's the thing I wanted to discuss, and it's very important. And the custom issue in our country it is alarming. Most our how do you call it, gold digger, the diamond digger, whatever they are doing in our country. And it's terrible. It's a national security issue. The custom, we need to fortify our custom officers, and most of the Zogo, they go to the mining area. And so we'll talk about it. I have something I wanted to talk about today, but then I got distracted. But tomorrow, whatever we're going to do, I'm going to give details.
Yeah, the custom is a serious concern.
Yeah, the borders are wide open, so that won't forget it.
Yeah, even to the airport. Custom is to the airport as well. I don't know if they're supposed to be there, but
no, they are there. They are there. But you go through custom before you go to immigration. Anyway, so that's how they.
Yeah, but the other guy wanted to take my whole suitcase. The man said, "I'm bringing plenty of things."
Why you gotta make it possible?
I want to government. What we put to the play? The men had to gash me.
So you don't want to follow the law. And because you put the government power, and so
you see what he's saying. I carry my own things.
So I had those the TSA line, the men say open a suitcase. So I said, "Chi, open a suitcase." He said, "Boy, you got to put it no more." I said, "Yeah, you don't have the code." Yes, you have the code. You're supposed to have the code. Well, the code by right is a universal something. You're supposed to know the code. So usually, like when you're traveling here, you will see your suitcase. By the time when they see something you're not certified, they open it, but there will be a little slip in there that indicates TSA. Well, I said, open it, I mean, it get colder. Turn it, so you can't open it. I say, okay, easy, man. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We wish the president and his entourage a successful stay. I mean, we have to have these conversation. All of us, obviously, we can't be on the same page. They are legitimate questions to people, other people. It's not legitimate. They will compare and contrast. It happened yesterday. Why I didn't talk? It happening now. Well, it's always should be why it is. But I think more or less, we almost put the interest of our country. We want to see our country doing well. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't matter who is there. Because guess what? When a country is doing well, it's just good for you and myself on this side here. People were asking for July 26. The other day, flare day were coming. They were asking again. And when the country, okay, they will not be asking for all of those kind of things.
But you forgot our school opening now.
Yeah, the school opening phone call is insane. Then from there, Christmas all coming. So I mean, and you don't blame them because it's just really tough. But I think now it is the right time. The ball is in the court of the ruling establishment, because yesterday they argue, and part of their argument were we would do it differently. And as a PS to be, that is not being done much. We're seeing alleged corruptions, committees, investigations, no end to results. Nobody's been to reprimanded of their actions. So it just, then it becomes the same old thing. When it happens, we get explore in a minute, we talk about it, but the finishing aspect is lacking. So when the finishing aspect is not done, then guess what? That blame will be cast on the president, because that was the same thing yesterday that it happened. President he as a president did not do enough, not to interfere with the system, but when you set up a system, you want to make sure the finishing aspect is there, and that's all what we want to call for better Liberia. Cherry Wiashen Boashen Bakont. We'll move the other name, the Wiashen Umpa, he done with it. So much. There's no one, especially those who don't know you, we who know, can question your service to our country.
Oh yeah, Mr. Bakon
here. Cool, quiet guy. Part of the reason why, Joy, we are answering because they didn't listen to some of the good ones that they had amongst them. That's the problem.
Yeah,
people
they kind of speak.
They have easy. You have people the Zakaman here, like the Jared Body, the Batuba, all of those people. But guess what?
Yeah, Abatuba is a very smart man.
People get drunk. You and somebody can be in one accord, but by the time you get at a different level, you start hanging out with different people, and those people you alienate them. That's what happened, because they never want to have people around them that would tell them the truth. And I think that was the kind of people, like Jerry back on, and they look at it, you say, you know what? It's good that he changed. But please, the change that you change, you must change. Don't change that kind of ziggy-zag way.
Which one is the ziggy-zag? See, he says something good and you come and ask something like, which one is the ziggy-zag way?
Okay, I will tell you beyond the camera.
But,
okay, anything before you go? A minute each.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to 30 seconds or whatever before we go.
Yeah, with all seriousness, the responsibility is on us now. We are now in the driver's seat to make sure things are done correctly. It's our responsibility. The Boaka government is our responsibility. Whatever Joshua did, that's fine. I mean, I'm not dignifying it, but it's our responsibility. The people give us the opportunity to serve, so it's our responsibility now to serve the country. It is not time for blaming game anymore. It is our time to take the responsibility. The country is in our hand. We have to, we have the torch now. We got to take it as far as we can. So it's our legacy is is in question. So I just want to close with that. But anyway, tomorrow, whatever we come back, we're going to go in detail about the custom issue. It's alarming something because it is causing a lot of chaos in our country.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Collins?
Yeah, thank you again, Mr. Soul, for the show, and to all those who are watching. I see a lot of comments here, people saying Terry this. Somebody said, Terry, did I hear you said they don't practicing as a practicing lawyer? And all that.
How you see that? Where you say where you say
he's not a practicing lawyer. He was a clerk.
Because working with justice minister, they're not practicing law. Well, yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to correct. So he said Dylan was a bag board to the late TC Cool. So I don't know about that information, but what I know that they don't have experience when it comes to, court proceeding and all the kind of things. He have experience. He served there for many years. He has admitted it. But
he was experience, but just working in the court, he was
as a clerk. Yeah, I agree. He's not a lawyer. Yeah, he's not a lawyer, but obviously we have to give our senator small little prop. So
it's some notable vanity. That's why I like about the guys on LPR. They don't get my hand. You can be rude.
I'm trying to get the man small thing. Stay the guy there bringing.
It's surmountable. It's even take it back.
But yeah, so actually, Mr. So in order for us to make our country better, we have to begin to approach it differently. We have to be serious. That what Mr. Bacon said, I want to join him. We have to be serious. We need the right people driving the car. Like you talk about the what he name, Gafuan. Just yesterday, Augustine Bay Gafuan under Madame Shirley were accused of $5 million.
I know.
When John Molu carried on an audit, Ellen Johnson Shirley stood up for him and said, hey, I take the bullet, that man can never do it. But meanwhile, it was alleged that he built a multi-million-dollar house or thousands of dollars house. We saw the photos. Within a short period of time. So, and that baffled me when President Boca recommended him. People in New York all over the place. I didn't make comment on it because at the time he was not yet, appointed. But when he was appointed now, there I said, no, this is not what we signed up for. There are many competent Liberians all over the world. You just need to have people that will solicit, that will look for these people. There are competent Liberians that can do that job successfully. You don't need to keep recycling. This man is already somewhere living large and making money. He's working in a very good job somewhere in Africa. Why you brought him back? Knowing very well there's a stigma on him. Then you are telling the Liberian people that we're going to do well, we're going to change the trajectory of the country. We know whether you're going to do well from the players you have in the game. That is how we know. We know you're going to do well. When you play checker, the certain position they see in, you know the game finish. Mr. Bacon laugh because he know exactly what I'm talking. Certain you can have plenty see, but certain position I see will be in. I would know that I already win you based upon the position you're seeing. So what I'm saying is that there are certain players you have in the game. I can determine that you will become successful based upon the player you get in the game. President Boca, my advice to you is that you have opportunities. You got 5 more years to make a difference. Use it wisely. Thank you very much, Mr.
Okay, I think, you know what? I think it will be unjust. Katie, Clarence said, are you guys, you're going to party tonight? Can you guys spare like a 5 minutes? Let me just open it.
Hey, I'm home. Yeah. We can be here till midnight. Tomorrow morning, I'm okay.
So we'll talk, and the people now, even though I have stuff to do, but we can't. It is for them. We are here, so what? Katie happily say, are we not calling tonight now?
That's the same thing I was telling about Esther. They say Katie Jepo on the call.
Because Esther say, oh, I can't speak later. Why you see that? Why you to do it? Okay, guys, parents, Katie, let me just put this number out, and while we can spend a few minutes just to air what we say. I mean, to air your view. Some of the Tabata will talk here. Whether you agree? Oh, somebody here, amen here again. Okay, let's get it. North Carolina man, let's hear you.
Good evening, Mr. So, and good evening to the panel.
Yeah, what's up?
So, I want to make a few contributions. Starting out with the issue of agriculture. So, in my opinion, I feel like the president didn't do well when it comes to the agricultural budget for fiscal year 2024. And I hope they can do better in the next budget year, especially with the coming of Minister Gafuan. But again, the real problem is that the president needs to take some hard decision. He needs to call both houses leadership, both the Senate and the House of Representatives, and tell them that if we have to develop this country, we got to slash the budget of you lawmakers. And even the executive budget needs to be slashed. People need to make sacrifice for the country, not on their lip, not in lip service, but in reality, for us to put the money to where it needs to go. So if we say that agriculture will develop the country, we need to put more money into agriculture instead of just recurring a budget. That is to pay civil servants and the rest of it. The next issue I want to hit on in the next 30 seconds is the issue of the president traveling to China. I feel like the president is just going on the usual Africa summit that China always have every year in September before the United Nations General Assembly. Now, if the president was going on a bilateral agreement or
yeah,
or Africa summit that the president is going for, it is possible that the president may not have that opportunity to meet the Chinese president privately for or long-term meeting. Maybe they'll just do a passport.
Hold on, let me put the other person there. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was saying that the president may just meet the Chinese president just for a short, maybe 1 or 2 minutes briefing. It will not be like when he went there from like he leaves from Liberia to go and meet the president of China. I would have a problem with that. So it's just an All Africa Summit that China always have every year, and African leaders meet there, and wherever China can provide for Africa, they go ahead and make that pronouncement. So I think it's a good thing for our president to go there on his first year in leadership to see what China is going to offer to Africa. And if Liberia can get a share for development, that would be a good thing. Secondly, Liberia relationship can never end with the United States. The president recommitted his relationship with the United States government when he met with the new relationship will grow stronger. The only thing is that the president needs people who will come out here to do follow-up in America when he comes for these visits, to do follow-up to the various ministries and agencies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity for tonight.
All right, let's go to this caller here. Our own Dr. Malik Jones is here. Di, good evening.
How are you, panelists? How are you, sir?
Good. Let's hear you. Those guys were on you, yo.
Oh yeah, but they didn't know that I left behind some time bomb anyway.
You probably can't give up.
They just thought they it was clear, so they're walking now going.
Yeah, they end up getting in the boogie trap.
You waited for last minute to tell.
I know. But I just decided to comment a little bit about the finance minister. The finance minister and I come from one traditional town, and we know each other very well. But objectively speaking, it seems to be the Unity Party-led government is suffering from what I call professional deficit. This man needs in the audit report of John Molu. And John Molu, this man and myself will come from the same Kolahun district. You know us. But it seems to be His Excellency is coming from what I call professional deficit. You see? And bringing this man back, people who are once in audit report, and Helen Johnson Sally, she put her neck down for her son, she put her neck down for so many people who stood in our country there. I don't understand why His Excellency keep bringing in the old guys in this thing. Like what Terry said, there are so many qualified people down there. Why can't you just advertise some of these sensitive jobs and employ people on the basis of merit? Okay? This man is my brother, but he's a recycled politician. Meanwhile, he's also tinted with a $5 million storage in our audit. Okay? So why are you bringing this man back? Bringing the man back for what? Or besides, this man, Alain, you've got a very good job. I think Colin even made a comment on that. When you are aware of, like I say, you will not employ a lot of people from America anymore because we are better off. And this information coming from one of the papiers confidants, all the American people, they support down there, they hear America, they are better off. They'll deal with the boom ball. They'll deal with the people at home. Okay. So what are you bringing up for now? I've got a very good job. It's not a for job. And besides that, the papier is telling us it's not the only person. His Excellency brought a lot of people from that 2-year government. Why? Like Terry said, on the checkerboard, there's some checker there, you know straight. You keep beating it around, you know where you're heading. You're heading for victory. But the way they started beating the checkerboard, I see a lot of retrogression coming. You see? I don't want to be like Mr. Bacon and call it to be beating the praise drum.
Thank you.
Oh.
Where you know he not saying the truth, so that's why the phone went off.
No, I don't know why parents
You see?
You're not gonna do that to my
your co-host not saying the truth, so the phone went off.
Is he in Liberia calling on second or Lone Star?
Thank you.
I want to make sure. I gotta call him back.
The independent voices.
Dr. Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was back on and the Liberal threw a guar on your phone call, but I managed to hear it.
Oh, but they don't know that I have the latest phone, a neutral live.
How can you get a little phone and dropping calls?
Wow! Maybe it's from other external sources. It can be from them. It's not possible.
So conspiracy.
Yeah, I was calling, but I put it on.
So to be frank with you, my suggestion to His Excellency, there are some sensitive key jobs in our place there. Advertise them. So we attract some Liberians from abroad. And let the public also try to be bringing in some of these young blood. Public can train them and they will be able to pick on his philosophy or transparency, accountability, and run with it. But you keep bringing the old recycle politician. Trust me. I mean, I don't think he's going in the right direction.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Look, Prince, Prince Clarence will try to. Okay, Dr. Mali, thank you so much. We gotta go now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Clarence. I hope I had the opportunity to sit with His Excellency someday. I think maybe 3 good questions to ask. Should I ask you the question?
Actually, you can have that opportunity. I sure.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, definitely. I believe it's just a matter of time, and
yes,
it's just a matter of time. And basically, it's just to have a dialogue. You know, it would be a real honor. I know I had the opportunity to sit with the former vice president. So this time around, when I get it to sit with the president, man, I'll wear a golden hat. You know what I mean to talk to a president of a country.
Let me say down to your co.
I'm making an appointment with Nathaniel Magee. Why you want to talk a prayer for? Yeah, man, they don't got it. I said, why you want to talk a prayer for? I said, no, I mean, just to give you the opportunity. Really?
The matter says something. The president nominates, and the Senate had a right to reject. That's as simple as today. So if the president said, the former prime minister, the people had a right to, the Senate had a right to reject him. Like you said, if he got some skeleton on him, he got some, skeleton in
But Mr. Bacon, what do you think about?
We go Jerry Bacon and put a bulletproof jacket to deflect all the bullets to do it. The president, so and he's correct. He's making a political argument. That's the president's constitutional authority. But we have something we call, I don't want to use that word, but it is what it is. The devil,
the president will nominate. The Senate had a right. That's why we got 3 branches of government. The Senate, the executive manager nominate. They confirm.
Refuse anybody from Weirtown or that Wakatan will refuse people.
Oh, but Wakatan they refuse. Weirtown, what they need Wakadugu or Duguwaki or where it new was.
Oh, at least so that one part will give me the credit, but we are not refused.
The only thing President Bogart worry about is the house, is the lower house. He's not worried about the Senate.
No.
The Senate is under his control. That one part, just forget it.
But that's the best place because, you know what? If the Senate is in your hand, that's good because anytime when they impeach you, from the lower house, they go to the Senate.
The Senate can
Not worry.
That's smart. Yeah, that sense. Yeah.
You know what I kind of realized? The way he operates like the late Bob Willie. Yes, yeah, Willie Taba. President William R. Taba. He doesn't do much talking. His talking is behind the scene. You can see the way he hit.
That's the only thing I love about him. He's not a president we are. He don't.
It's not physical. He doesn't demonstrate it. It happens in darkness, but when it comes to light, then he sees and say, yes, my button that I hit is working. But then nobody knows it. That's how trouble. He
can just throw small job. He just throw.
It's okay. Well, let the law take is in the law, and I don't want to be part of it. But guess what? He is the law himself.
Right.
Okay, guys, gentlemen.
All right. Good night. See you tomorrow, God willing. Let's talk.
Okay then. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Abolo Adekawobia.
Okay, guys, we want to thank you so much for sharing your beautiful Friday evening with us here. All of you, if it's the first time, we say thank you so much for sharing your evening with us. By God's willing, I'm not sure tomorrow we're not going to be here, but Sunday, by God's willing, we'll be here. I do have something in store planned with the current Enfield director, Dr. Chris Dubenya. We need to finalize that arrangement to have an exclusive here. As soon as that happens, we'll let you know. Until then, Fatu, the Liberal are here tonight. Good to have you here, Esther, and all of you, Prince, and all of you, Louise. Thank you so much. Be thankful, Addison. Thank you so much, Clarence as well. Grace Pay. Cody Happily. I'm not sure whether you've been here before, but if this is the first time, we say thank you to Mr. Joseph Dan. A.B. Clark, thank you so much. Unthinkable, and all of you, so insurmountable, meant to say. Thank you so much for your contributions, your comments, your tweets. Please don't hesitate to roll in your suggestions, your opinions. We'll go back, we'll read in. That will help us to enhance quality broadcasting. We are not a resistant force with the national government, neither the opposition. All we try to do is to have an honest and open conversation, thereby all can participate. Until then, folks, have a pleasant evening and happy holiday weekend. Bye-bye.